All major mobile networks in Spain shut down on Tuesday, just 4 weeks after the country was hit by a national power outage. The network of all major providers like Movistar, Orange, Vodafone, Digimobil, and O2 were affected by the outage. According to media reports, this has caused heavy financial damage to the country. According to data from Down Detector landline, telephones were the worst affected, and Spanish telecom giant Telefonica appeared to have been affected to some extent. Local media reports said the disruption was likely linked to a network upgrade being carried out by Telefonica. The Down Detector website reported that issues began at around 2 a.m. according to El Pais. For those reporting issues, 72% were outages, 18% related to having no signal, and 10% were to do with a total outage in their area. Regions including Aragon, Extremadura, the Basque Country, and the Valencia community all suffered impacts on their emergency service line, earlier warning that residents would not be able to use the 112 number. Meanwhile, Spain has found no indication of a cyber attack on power generation control centers during the massive power outage that hit the country and neighboring Portugal on April 28. Energy Minister Sara Aguesen said on Tuesday. The investigation team looking into the causes of the blackout has not ruled out a cyber attack at other levels, she said in an interview with radio station Onda Cero. On April 28, Spain and Portugal plunged into darkness after a major blackout. Massive blackouts brought large parts of Spain and Portugal to a halt on Monday, disrupting everyday life across both countries. Spanish power grid operator Red Eléctrica confirmed it was working with energy companies to restore electricity after significant outages were reported across mainland Spain and Portugal. E-Redes, a Spanish electricity grid monitoring company, said restoration efforts were underway in phases and described the situation as part of a wider European problem. Spanish radio stations reported that parts of Madrid's underground metro network were evacuated due to the blackout. In the heart of the city, traffic jams piled up as traffic lights went dead, according to Cadena Ser Radio. Similar scenes were reported across Portugal. Police there confirmed widespread disruptions, saying that traffic lights were affected countrywide, while metro services in Lisbon and Porto were suspended and trains stopped running altogether. Businesses, shops, and restaurants were plunged into darkness. The power outage began shortly after midday Spanish time, sweeping across multiple cities, although the Balearic and Canary Islands were spared. Mainland Portugal and neighboring Andorra also experienced the blackout. Public transport bore the brunt of the outage. In Madrid, passengers were evacuated from trains and internet services saw major disruptions. Businesses in many cities found themselves without power, impacting shops, restaurants, and even internet connectivity. In a later update, Red Eléctrica said that power was starting to come back in the north and south of Spain, calling it key to gradually restoring the electricity supply. The operator stressed that all its resources were being mobilized to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Portugal too saw significant disruption. According to Reuters, Portuguese police said traffic lights failed across the country, metro systems in Lisbon and Porto were closed, and trains were not operating. The blackout even had sporting consequences. Play at the Madrid Open tennis tournament was suspended after power failures affected electronic scoreboards and cameras. British tennis player Jacob Fernley was among those forced to leave the court. Adding to the chaos, Spain's national railway company Renfe confirmed that the entire national electricity grid had been cut off around 12:30 local time. Trains were left stranded and no new departures were permitted at stations nationwide. While restoration efforts are now making progress, the massive blackout has exposed the vulnerabilities of the power infrastructure and left millions grappling with unexpected disruptions. This remains a developing story. Stay with us for the latest updates.